Hi everyone, welcome to the end of your CDA. I think that it's about time that I can inform you about the next steps for pursuing your actual CDA credential now that your professional portfolio is very close to being completed and your coursework that you have done is almost completed as well. So I'm going to take you directly to the CDA Council website, which is a website you can go to at any time. And I'm going to walk you through some of the things that are on the website in addition to giving you some other pieces of information. So you can see here, this is the website, cdacouncil.org. And once you get here, this is their home page. I'm just going to click on Child Development Associate Credential. And you will notice there are 3 different credentials that you can earn. Just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go through the preschool one. The infant, toddler, and the family child care ones are very similar. There's some slight differences, and you'll definitely want to watch those if you have, if that's what you are pursuing. So step 1, this is if you were to go to this website for the very first time before you even started your coursework to see if this is something for you. And the biggest thing I want to remind you that you must have a high school diploma as well as being able to speak, read, and write, which you've already demonstrated that in our course. So let's move on to step 2, which is the preparation in order to earn your CDA credential. And so before you apply, you must complete the 120 hours of formal education. You will receive an email from me with a letter and a list that shows that you have more than 10 training hours in each of these subject areas. Those are the 2 pieces of documentation that you will put into your portfolio. Just recently I read that my signature that's on this letter must be original, so I might have to send you this via snail mail as well. I have actually a call into the council to double check because I used to just be able to email that to you with my signature. So if that's the case, I will email it to you so you can see what the letter looks like, and then I will follow up and send it to you snail mail if necessary. As a reminder, within the last 3 years, you will have had to have 480 hours of experience working with young children. This should not be difficult for you if you've been working with children full-time for at least a year. Then within the last 6 months, you will have completed the professional portfolio, the family questionnaires, and you will have to find a professional development specialist. Your portfolio is completed as of right now, completing the 2nd semester of your CDA coursework. Let's say you do decide to wait a little while before you actually make the application. You will want to review your entire portfolio to make sure that all the dates, if you have dates in there, reflect that it's not longer ago than 6 months before you apply. As well as the family questionnaires. These cannot be older than 6 months before you apply. So if you do decide to wait on your application, you will have to redo the family questionnaire portion and make sure that the dates then reflect the most current year that you're going to apply. The final thing that I'm going to show you is how to find a professional development specialist. There are several ways that you can do this, but on this website you can just click here and it will take you to the PD specialist directory. And if you want to find a professional development specialist, there is a click here that you can find a specialist that way. So you can it explains how you can find someone that you know personally that has gone through the process of becoming a professional development specialist, or you can directly go in there and enter in your zip code. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in my current zip code and my specialization for this video is going to be preschool, and I'm going to select English as my language. And here on the screen they have a protection so you can't just spam and send them things. They have this in there so that they can make sure that you are legitimately looking for someone. There's a button at the bottom that says find a PD specialist, and you can see in my hometown area The green means that's exactly where I live. Actually, this is probably me because I am a professional development specialist as well. So I think this is me that's living in this town. But the blue ones are close by as well. And this one's probably a little further out. So at any time you could click on the, yep, that is me. You could click on the professional development specialist, read about who she is or who he is, see if it's someone that is someone that you think you would want to come and do your observation. If that's the case, you would click contact, and then an email is sent to the professional development specialist saying someone is interested in having you become their specialist. You can, there's nothing that's stopping you from clicking on every single professional development specialist in your area and contacting them. It's kind of a first come, first serve, or maybe it's based on the professional development specialist's timing to see if they are able to come out and do your visit. So that's how you would actually find a professional development specialist if you do not know someone that has gone through this credentialing process. All right, so let me go back out of here, and we will go back to the steps. So we are again still within step 2 here. I've demonstrated how to go ahead and find a professional development specialist. It is a very quick turnaround from the time that you apply for one, usually when they will respond to say, yes, I will be your professional development specialist. This will be important as we continue on with this application information. This is very important here that you are required to present all the transcripts, certificates of education inside your professional portfolio when your specialist comes for the day of your visit. Do not mail these to the CDA Council. They don't want to see them. Your professional development specialist will be the one that will approve those. All right, so now we are going to progress to step 3, which is the application. There is a hard copy of the application in your CDA book, but I find that the online one is far more efficient. This gives you the reasons why it would be beneficial for you to apply online. At any time, you could check the status of your whoever you need to get information from. It's a quick way if you have questions for the council. It's a way that you could quickly make your payments. So we are going to go into, oh, here's a real quick thing that I mentioned in the other video. Many states do have scholarships available to help you with the fee for the assessment. So you could click on this button here and it will link you to your state to see what kind of scholarships might be available. I know in Ohio there is a Teach scholarship that will pay for $375 of the assessment fee for that. So if we are ready to apply, I'm going to click here to apply online. As you can see right here, you have to start by entering your new information here to get a registration login password. I went ahead and did this and took some screen capture shots, so I'm going to move this over now that will explain what you do. So in this case, I clicked here first, and you had to fill out all this information and continue on, just the last 4 digits of your social and so on. And so I did that, and I took pictures of that so that you can see that. Let me move that into view here and start from the beginning. So when you set up all this information here, it will then be emailed back to you. Or not email back, it'll come up as a window so that you can see that it is exactly what you wanted to do. This is all of a fictitious email that I set up here and a username and password because I'm not going for a credential. So none of this is sensitive information. It's all kind of made up. I said if you go into the next window, it asks you which credential type you want, whether it's preschool, infant, toddler, and so on. Sometimes you might need some special accommodations if you have any kind of special needs. There's a link right here for that. And each time you would hit submit. Then the next window that comes up lets you know that an email will have been sent to you, that you just verify that, and then that will give you a special code to log in for the very first time. After I did that for the first time, I got this message back saying, yes, here it's been successful. We've got a couple of messages for you. Here are some tips for your online application. You don't have to do it all at once. You can do it a little bit at a time and save your work. You have to click this thing at the bottom that says, I've reviewed this message, so that will let you move on. The next screen that you will see, and this goes back to finding the professional development specialist. You have to fulfill a couple of steps here before they will let you into the application portion. So the very first thing you have to do is enter the ID number of the CDA Professional Development Specialist. So on that screen where I clicked on myself as a Professional Development Specialist, and let's say you did say yes, you wanted to contact me, I would then call you. I would follow up with a phone call or an email. And if I said, yes, I'm willing to come out and do your assessment, I would give you my Professional Development Specialist number. You must have that number, and I'm sorry, the screenshot isn't showing it, but it's at the very bottom. You would put that number that I gave you into this box. So if you send out 5 or 6 messages to potential PD specialists, then the first one that calls in and gives you that number, that's the number you would put in there. The next screen is only for, okay, so here we go. This shows you what is your progress that you're making in your application. So in the very first step, which comes down here, we set all that information up, and here is a statement, if you are in a center, that your director also needs to approve that it's fine for someone to come in and do your observation. If you are a family child care specialist, you would not have to have this step here. But you need to have the name and address of your administrator of your center to be able to proceed. So those are the 2 pieces of information you must have before you're able to fill out your application online. The Professional Development Specialist number and all the information and approval from your director. So then you hit proceed, and the next window that comes up says, okay, you have successfully submitted statements to the Professional Development Specialist and to the program director, because an email will be sent to your program director. Once the council gets that information, then they can proceed with your application. So you can, they won't give you feedback on your application. You can continue to fill it in, but you won't know if it's approved or not until they get those 2 pieces of information. So then once you get into the application part, this is a great reminder just to make sure you have all of your ducks in a row. You physically have to check each one of these boxes to make sure that you have completed everything. That you've completed a minimum of 10 hours. Again, I'm going to be sending you a piece of documentation that shows that you have more than 10 hours in each of these areas, that you have completed 120 hours. I will send you a letter with my signature at the bottom of it showing that you have completed that. This is on you to make sure that you have a current CPR and first aid card. If you do not have this, don't check that box yet until you have that. That's very important. The visit will not be allowed to be conducted if you do not have that one. So here's another couple things of confirmation that you've put that into your binder as well. And the last, here's the verification, how many family questionnaires have you distributed. Here's a reminder of all the parts of your portfolio that need to be completed. So again, this is just a checklist for you. And here's the last part, your signature here, they're allowing you to do an electronic signature. By just clicking the box, this is saying, I agree to everything above. Not to scare you, but there is quite a process that they have put in place in order to make sure that people are not giving misinformation or intentionally falsifying documents, that if at any point of the process they find out that you have not been honest about something, that not only could your CDA certificate be revoked, but the person that did your assessment, they could be scrutinized as well. So one thing about that professional development specialist, you need to make sure that there isn't any kind of conflict of interest. For example, since you are in the University of Cincinnati's program and you clicked on my name to be your professional development specialist, I would have to say no, because I would recognize your name. So that would be a conflict of interest. So definitely read through that. As always, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send me an email or a phone call. I wish you the best of luck. You have had the best preparation for this, and I know that you will be very successful.